Last night on my live show, I was showing this Katy Sue product, and somebody commented, Katy Sue is really making card making accessible for everybody, and I agree. This kit does just that. Let's put it together. So this is the Flower Patch Pots kit, and it makes 8 of these little flower pot cards, and your instructions are printed right on the back, and that's what we're going to follow today to put it together. Now it comes with my envelopes, sentiments, which way more than I need for this. I can use these for lots of things. These are handy for your stash, and then the pieces for the cards. So let me pick out which one I want to do, and we'll get started. Now, I'm just going to make one, but they all work very much the same. The first thing I'm going to do is pop out the pieces. Now, I want to give you a tip. When you're popping out pieces from any kit, not just this one, pop the item to the front. So here's what I mean. I'm going to push this back so that the item that I'm taking out comes to the front. The reason for that, if it were to tear in any way, if it tears on the back side, we don't really care. We don't want it to tear to the front. So that's why you want to be mindful of that. Look, these come with a little easel. It's so cute. And here's a little piece. I don't even know where everything goes yet. We're going to find all that out together. Now this at the bottom is not for you to use on the card itself. It's to show you kind of how to put it together. But I got to be honest, how cute are these to cut out and use onto cards? This would be another little thing we can use somewhere else. Okay, so the first thing we want to do, step 1 is telling us there's 2 different ways you can assemble the card. So if you look here, you can have floral on the base with a white top, or you can have white on the bottom with the floral top. I like the floral base, so that means what I want to do is have the white top. I kept turning around. I want to have the white top, so I'm going to fold this down to here, and I can go ahead and crease that with my bone folder. And that means I'll fold this piece back because I want my flower pot to be floral, okay? So I'll go ahead and crease that as well. Now, that is step 2, by the way. So we did step 1 and step 2 is folding and creasing. Step 3 is applying adhesive. They suggest double-sided tape, but you know me, I'm going to use my art glitter glue, and I'll tell you why. If I'm going to slide something in and out of here, I prefer to use a wet glue that will dry versus a sticky tape, because sticky tape might catch as it's pulling in and out, and this will work just fine. You guys know art glitter glue is nice and strong, so I'm going to glue that down. And one thing I'm doing is I'm doing that kind of pinch method like we do whenever we do pockets on mini albums, because it's going to have something sliding in and out. I don't want it to be super tight, so I just did a little pinch. See that, where it's separated a tiny bit, and we'll let that dry. Next, it tells me to apply foam tape behind this little piece. This one's a little bit big. I don't want to have it quite so large, but we're going to apply the foam tape behind our little fold over section here that is the rim of our pot. So I'm going to put a little foam there, peel that backer off, and then fold this down. You guys, how cute would this be if you wanted to have like a craft afternoon with some friends? This kit, you could have 8 friends make one of these cards, and then you could share them with 8 people. Wouldn't that be neat? I think it's a cool idea. All right, this is the easel, okay? And you can see that we did the foam step. Now we're going to do the easel set. Here's what it tells you to do. The back of the card is where you're going to place it. It says if you use the white side, if this piece turns white, you want to have the white piece stuck down so that it'll blend. But because I'm using the floral, I want to stick down the floral side. Now I am going to use sticky tape here. I think that's a good place. Plus this paper's a little slick and it will make sure it dry. I won't have to wait on it to dry. This will just dry instantly. Not that it has to dry. Y'all know what I mean. All right, probably should have folded this beforehand. I didn't think about it. I went ahead and put my sticky tape down, but that's no big deal. Just go ahead and get that fold started. And now this guy lines up at the bottom in the middle. I'm just gonna press that down, and now I can really crease it. Get that nice and creased. And of course, in the envelope, it'll go flat. What I love about this though, is an easel like this is easy for a recipient to understand. There's no fancy fold instructions or anything like that. It'll just stand up, and that's perfect. So I love that. All right. The next step is to attach our flowers to this. However, we got to build them, so let's do that. So for my flowers, or for the pot I chose these. I actually chose it by the flowers. I thought these were so pretty. So I'm going to pop all these pieces out that go to this one. Now I'm paying close attention to which flowers go with this set. You can tell because what you're getting is literally what you see in the whole piece, just in separate little pieces. So if you look at like this yellow pansy right here, it doesn't exist here, so I know it doesn't belong to here. So that makes it super easy to do. Look how pretty. Now I'm gonna do a little dry run. Here's the thing, you don't have to do every layer. You might decide you just wanna do one layer, just for one piece of dimension, and it would look something like this, or you could stack them all up onto one card. I want to do all of it. I want to layer the whole thing up like it's supposed to be. But what I love about this is you could just put this on here, put this into the flower pot, and it would be adorable, and then you could use this onto something else if you want. So I love all the options that we have. All right, so let's do a little dry run. So it's going to go like that. Then my next flower, I'm going to pay attention to the pieces that are attached to it. Looks like it's this one, okay? And it's gonna lay, oops, let me pick it up again. It's gonna lay just like this. Of course, we're gonna pop all these up on foam in between each other. So that one will lay like that. Then this guy feels like this guy. All right, so there's one layer there. And then this one steps down in layers. This is kind of cool. Okay, so I figured out where everything goes. Watch all my pieces come apart. See how many pieces there are? There's so many, and it's so cool. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is put foam on the back of them and stack them up. And I'm gonna use black foam, but honestly, you could use white. It wouldn't be a problem if you wanted to do that. The white, it just depends on what color the card stock is on the side. It kind of blends in either way. This one kind of goes into the shadow, but the white works just fine. I did one for Father's Day. If you wanna see that card, we'll link it in the description. Okay, so I've got all my pieces foamed, and now I'm just gonna run through, take the foam off, and stack them up together. I'm excited to see how this looks finished. So these little foam pieces are super sticky, and I'm gonna show you a tip I learned from my aunt ages ago when we used to do scrapbooking together. If you put a piece of tape on your work surface with some sticky side up, you can just do that and stick it down in there, and you don't have to fight. If you use like red line tape, you know how that red piece always sticks to you? This is how she would do it. She just put a piece of tape with the sticky side up and grab it off of her finger, and I thought it was brilliant, so I wanted to show y'all that. All right, I got my first piece ready to foam into place. All you do is layer it over where the same image is on the card, and you just start the biggest and work your way in. It's super easy and so pretty. All right, so you see how it looks like this? It's pretty like this, but look at this. Look at all that dimension we get. I think that is so cool. I just think on the card that is beautiful. All right, let's bring our little piece back over. Now in the imagery, it looks as though they glue this here and they leave this section open for a sentiment or for stamping or for writing or what have you. So that's what I'm gonna do. But I'm gonna do a little test just to see how much sticks out of the card itself, so I know exactly where to put this guy. So I'm gonna put that guy in and then place this down. Look how pretty that is. Look at that little flower pot. I just love it. So I can pretty much glue it all the way to the end. So let's add some glue here. I'm just gonna cover the back. I'm just gonna make sure that none of the little square is showing. Do you see how I've got it just exactly to the edge? I think that'll be pretty. Now let's finish decorating the pot. So there's this extra little floral piece, and from the illustration, it can go here or it can go here. I want to put it up here. I think it'll be pretty there, so I'm gonna put a little bit of glue. I just think this is so fun. And like I said, this is not for everybody, but I will tell you this. It's a very intricate, beautiful card. I didn't turn on a cutting machine. I didn't get out a stack of dies. I didn't pick colors of paper, nothing. It's all done for me, and I think it's amazing. Let's put a sentiment on. So I'm thinking about this kind of layout where I put special friend inside and just for you outside. Then I want to do a little bow, and I have this bow dabber wire that I use for bows because it's wired and it's gorgeous, and I think this will work really cool. What I've done is basically got myself 4 strands. I looped it to make 4, but I've got 4 strands, and I'm just going to tie a little bow because I wanted to have a multiple loops to my bow. So that's why I did 4 strands. So I'm going to come down this way. And I don't want a super big bow. All right, so before I pull this tight, I'm gonna go ahead and get it all doctored. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna put a little foam on this end, and the reason is there's foam underneath my little flower pot edge, and I need this to level out on the end. So a little foam here, little glue here, And we're gonna just kind of let this hang off, and it'll kind of look like a little tag the way I want to do it. And we'll do that like that. And then I'm gonna put a little glue and put this guy down just like this. So I'm gonna place this bow into the glue, and I'm gonna use my reverse tweezers to hold it in place until it dries. So just let that sit there and dry. And then because that's a wired bow, I can come back and put it any old way I want once it's dry. So when it is, we'll get back together on that. But first, let's glue this little guy down. I think this will be cool. And I think I'm gonna put it a little tiny bit low because I don't want it to show in the pot. So put it like this, and then I have plenty of room to write a sentiment. All right, when it dries, we'll get back together and finish putting it together. So look how pretty this is. This is the card. My bow's not completely dry, but I wanted to show you what it looked like. And remember, it's got the easel on the back so we can stand it up. Oh my goodness, how cute is this? What a sweet gift to give someone. Anytime I made a card that had an easel, I always imagined my mother putting this on her windowsill in her kitchen because that's what she would do. And I just think this would be so cute. And when you open it, it says special friend. Isn't that adorable? I love it. I hope you guys love this as much as we do. I think it's fun to have these kits. It's not for every day, and it's not the card I would make every time, but wow, what an impact. Can you imagine giving this to like your mom for Mother's Day or something? It's something different than we normally do, right? And here's the envelope. Now, someone asked me if you were going to mail it, what would you have to do special? First, I probably wouldn't mail this card. This feels like one I'd hand in person because of how many layers. Because let me show you. That's a lot of layers, right? But if you do mail it, you might want to make a box envelope for it and then pay the extra postage, and make sure you pay the non-machinable charge. You don't want them to run this through the machine. Now, it's plenty sturdy. Like, I can press on these and it's not going to change anything because of how much foam we have. So you can mail it. I just would choose to do this one as one I would hand in person. I think it'd be neat. Plus, to see their reaction, I think this is a cool one for that. All right, guys, that is it. That kit, again, let me get the little cover for us here. That kit, the Flower Patch Pots, 8 of the cards, I'm trying to point to it, 8 of the Flower Patch cards. There's 4 designs, and so you get 2 of each. Isn't that beautiful? I really can't wait to do that one. I think that was going to be pretty too. Gosh, and that one. They're all so pretty. All right, if you want to pick that up, it is available in store. Matter of fact, when I filmed this, I made sure there were some available. A lot of the other Katy Sue stuff did sell out, but you can go check out what's left because there's some really pretty Katy Sue products in store. I hope you enjoy this one, and when you make them, share them with us. Go to our Facebook page, our Facebook group, which is called Maymay Made It, and so did I, or go to our customer gallery at MaymayMadeIt.com. We cannot wait to see what you guys are doing. Thanks so much, and until next time, bye now.